Yo, 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 yo. All right, that's enough. Welcome back to the studio, people. It's your boy Jason Gooner. And you know what time it is, people. It's match day -1. So you know we are here for the tactical preview show, people. The place where we're gonna break down the two teams, try to see what if we can predict the lineups. I will of course be showing you what I would do if I was the coach. You already know I think I'm a coach. So I'm gonna show you guys what I would do if I was coaching the team as far as tactically and the players I would pick. But we're also gonna try to predict the lineups as well. You know, I'm the scouting boss. So I want to big up all the people that passed through for the Guatemala versus Damrep watch along we did. I thought that was very important for me to see what we're going to face in this matchup. I've watched the game again since I watched it the first time as well. And I have some thoughts on how we can face this Guatemala team and get the best out of what we have to face what they will bring to the table against us. I do think that they'll pose a much different threat to BVI for sure. So I am here to tell you guys all about what we need to watch out for as far as on the opposing team. I know sometimes I think when we're doing our analysis of Jamaica's teams in general, we don't give enough time to the opponents. So I'm going to try to educate you guys on some of the opponents who are going to face, what they're up to, what kind of form they're in based on what I saw in the first game in this window. And we're going to go from there, people. But you know, we did have a press conference today for the game. So, you know, my style, people would like to hear, try to get some ideas from what the coach says. So we're going to do that first things first. As the people I'm checking in, we're going to play the press conference. I'm sure most Reggae Boys fans in tune, in the know, they would have heard it. But maybe you want to hear my take on some of the things that he said. And even if you don't, I'm going to give you them anyway. And eventually, people, once we get through that, we're going to bring the tactical pad on the screen, have the teams loaded up, names and everything. So what I'll do is first, I'm going to talk about Guatemala's team, people. Talk about what I think they will do in terms of their squad, their lineup, who will start, in my opinion, and then we'll go from there, all right? And then we'll move into Jamaica's team, all right? So, people, I want to big up the massive in the building from early. Martin Baker, up full, bro, up full. Respect for being in the building, you don't know. Charles Brahma in the house. Yes, big up yourself, Brahma. Always tuning in. Respect and thanks. Up, Joseph. One killer, one warlord. Big up yourself. Will be really tough. Worse him not pick the right team. Yeah. Well, we don't really know what him up to with his team selection these days. I'm going to tell you guys what I think he should pick, and then I'll try to predict what I think he'll pick. But to be honest, I do feel like in this fixture with the opponent, I think we're going to get pretty much close to what we think might be the best team he can put out, I think, tomorrow in the game. Garth Walters, big up yourself, checking in from Florida. Big up, Garth, big up, big up, big up. Yeah, man. What happened? Diaspora media was not allowed. Yeah, so it looks like whenever they have a press conference at the stadium, I don't believe the capability is there for the Zoom. I'm assuming that's why. I shouldn't make assumptions, but I would think that they don't trust the Wi-Fi in the building to have it operated on a Zoom call, just in case they lost connection and all that stuff. So that's what I'm thinking. So yeah, no diaspora couldn't be in the building. It was just some local YouTubers and also local traditional media was there. So yeah, no diaspora media. Bless up Vinny Congo, Wagwan. Big up Nitro. Rap Smith in the building, bless up yourself, bro. Big up Know Yourself, namesake, up full. They don't want the capability in the stadium. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you would think that's crazy, right? For them now have the Wi-Fi a blast in the stadium. Yo. You already know the thing, go Sylvester. Big up yourself. Up in them town, shoot, big up. Bless up City, what go on? Big up, Yeah, man, tactical analyst. You don't know the thing set. You have the tactical pad load up. Play them load up. I'm going to show you how the thing I set up. Bless up Ty. All right, people. So, as you're not rolling in the building and don't know the rules, them are scroll across the screen. Just like, share, and subscribe. Please, thanks. Also, if you want your comment highlighted, you don't know my highlight all comments still, but if you don't want it highlighted in a different way, you don't know, drop a super chat consider joining the channel as well. Become a member. Definitely, that's a good way to support the channel, show your respect, and you don't know. Yeah, keep the channel going. You don't know. Big up El Granero, yeah. Sack passe, you don't know the thing go. Who get released from squad? Mobe. Rumors them spreading. That's all I'm going to say about that. I wake up to a early rumors, brother. And it's like people were determined for that rumor to be true, but I don't know. I saw the person who was rumored to be kicked out at training. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe these days. Ooh. Feeling say a joke team I got pick tomorrow. Yeah, I hope you're wrong too, Martin. The Saturday run I came up with a play to keep Diaspora out of the stadium. Diaspora man have insecurities. No, yeah, I don't think it's a play. I just think the Wi-Fi is not good, you know. I think I remember Simon saying that once, like publicly, about the Wi-Fi in the stadium being, you know, not the best. Martin, me just go and munch some popcorn, bro. So why the man spread the rumor on national radio? But that no one know. That no one know. I don't really know why, but you see, because this is the tactical preview show, I forgot fight a war there next day. Softball questions are plenty. Yeah, well, look, I'll let people be the judge, Sheridan. You know what I mean? I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it right now. All right, so we're going to play JFF Live press conference at the stadium. It was this morning, I think 9:30 Jamaica time, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to put this on screen for you guys. And just play it straight up. So it was John Russell and Coach McLaren.
Audio for this press conference. So would like to commence, just raise your hand and then pose your question, whether it is to Coach McLaren or to John. Okay? Thank you.
I'll start with.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning. Just tell me, what does this game mean to you guys? You know, it's a very crucial one, both group leaders, as you continue to the phase 3 of the World Cup qualifiers.
It's very important. Every game's important for us. It's important to win the games. However you do that, you should just find a way to win. And tomorrow night we've got to do that again against a very good Guatemala team who we face again in the Gold Cup. So it's going to be an intriguing 2 games. But we focus on tomorrow. We want to finish top of the group. I think both teams are.
How the audio stay, people? The audio loud enough? Let me know if the audio loud enough, people. I'm gonna answer that question here from Truth or Truth. How will you pick choose the groups for the next round? Okay, so Truth or Truth. So you know there are 6 groups right now, and the top 2 teams in each group go to the final round. So that's 12 teams. So basically how it's going to go is out of those 12 teams, Truth or Truth, I'm going to rank them based on where they are in the FIFA rankings. So team 1 to 3 going to be in pot 1. Team 4 to 6 going to be in pot 2. Team 7 to 9 going to be in pot 3. And team 10 to 12 going to be in pot 4. So I'm going to pick one team out of each pot that are one group. And then do that 3 times. So yeah, 3 groups of 4. And the pots them going to be based on the FIFA rankings when the game them done play on the 10th. And the draw is on the 12th, people. So that is Thursday. So I'm going to do a live watch along for the draw. So we can see which group we're in and everything. Break it all down. And we know the window is going to be September, October, and November. 2 games in each window. By the time the November window done, if we finish first in the group, we will be headed to the World Cup.
Delighted just to to have qualified for the final stages. We look forward to that, and it's more for pride tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to it, getting back to play in Jamaica, in the National Stadium, and good support, because I've got to say, the UK support was unbelievable. And even the 100 and so people who were in the BVI, we appreciate the support that we're getting around the world from Jamaican people.
Yeah, Chris?
Hi, this was Chris Muscat, TVG Sports. Jonathan, so this is for you. You know, for some friendlies, you were not included, but you had a very good season in England. How does it feel to be back in the squad for some major FIFA tournament, World Cup qualifiers, Gold Cup, and so on? How does it feel to be back in the squad, and you know, what's the mood like? You know, preparation-wise for this World Cup qualifiers against Guatemala?
Up, Jairus.
Yeah, it's been it's a
Oh,
always a
Mr.
pleasure playing here. And I think it's just, the season I had that gave me the the boost to work hard, and what I was playing for was to get back into the team. And it was just to get my rhythm back. I guess in the past I've been inconsistent with my club. And so it's been hard to
Travis.
and show what I can do. So I think the time is perfect for, I've had a good season, and then I can bring what I've been doing this season into playing with Jamaica. And it's always, the aim is for me to play for Jamaica all the time, always be selected. So playing for the club is gonna, of course, help that.
Yeah, and Coach McLaren, you stress a lot of times about the use of local-based players. We see more and more you include them, and how important it is for them to get opportunities so they can basically show the world what they're made of. Again, stress the importance of them, because we see with a lot of Concacaf teams, even some of the big names, they always make use of their local leagues in terms of the players here. How important it is for them to participate in moments like World Cup qualifiers and Gold Cup.
I think it's important to have a balance, not lopsided one way or the other. Any player who comes into the squad comes in on merit, not because they're local. It's because they can play well enough to be in the squad. So the camps we had in January, February, what we did in St. Vincent, we had 10. What we did in the Unity Cup, we had 10 local players. They wouldn't be there unless they were good enough. And I think since the introduction of the local players, you get a sense of more pride, and more used to, shall we say, Concacaf football.
Yo, people, and hear what the man say, right? I know I'm hearing what him saying. I want to pre John Russell face, like he might try to figure out a way might try to say. Look at John Russell face.
Be in football, what's required to win in terms of, Saturday was a great example of, the conditions of the field is not ideal and perfect, and the local players play on that every week, so they know how to play on that. The UK players are used to playing on the bowling green every week, and so playing on some pitches is difficult, as we've seen over the past. So yeah, the local players deserve to be, whoever is included, deserve to be in the squad.
Thanks, Chris. Mr. Blake?
Thank you. Morning, Coach. Morning, John. O'Leary Blake, Cataract, Drainway Sports. Congratulations on the victory, BVI, and getting the next 3 points. Question, Coach, 2 parts. The Unity squad starting 11 was pretty much the same in both games. Are we going to see a more settled approach to the team selection, because that starting 11, everyone will agree, performed exceptionally well. And if I do that, particularly the midfield trio of Russell, Aiton, Casey Palmer, and Rafa Medicable, can you speak to how close you are get to settling the squad, particularly in the midfield?
Yeah, I think we've talked the whole squad, the whole team. We've talked about the goal, qualification for the World Cup 26. That's the goal, and we're working towards when we finally know the draw for the final rounds. I want by the time that comes round, settled 23 players, maybe additions, so 26, 27, who, yes, I know what they can do. I know how we go forward. I know how we're going to play. So what we've had, these games, and the Unity Cup was perfect for it. And you're right, we only had 17 players at the beginning of that against Trinidad, so we were limited in what we could do. They played that well against Trinidad that it was so obvious to include them for the second game. And also players came in late, so that was a no-brainer. And these two games, I think, we've got people coming in, like Damari Gray, who needs minutes to play. So he played 90 minutes against BBI. So it's a little bit of what we always find also with the camps, and I'm finding out, is that the second game, because of the travel, because of the shortage of time in between, the first game, traveling there, playing, traveling back, training one day, and then playing. The fitness of the players is not as it was for the first. But I think what we've got is a stronger squad now than I've had for a long time. So I have absolutely no hesitation whatsoever. Whereas I think when I started, I knew what my strongest 11 was. I think that's changed over time. We've got injuries to Mikel, injuries to Bobby, we've had injuries to Leon, people out of form. So over time, I've grown the squad to be more balanced, and we've got damn good players in every position. So, what came out in the Unity Cup with Kahim and with Cephas and with Roman Burrell, with John coming back into the squad, it's give us a new dimension. And the competition for places now, whereas I would say at the beginning, I knew what the team was. Now, there's that much competition that if somebody isn't playing well, I have no hesitation in, okay, you can rest this game, and with energy, we've got that. And I think that is the key to the second game, is that we've got energy. And we've not always got that energy in the second game if we play the same team. So we have not many problems, but obviously Richard King came off with a little niggle in his hamstring. We have to assess him today and make sure we look after him after a long, hard season. So we've got, the squad. It's whereas before I would be going down in performance maybe. Now I know whoever comes in, is deserved to be in the squad and deserves to play, and is great competition all over the field for places.
All right, so yeah, body language is a hell of a thing. Russell looked bored for real. A couple of times when he was answering that one question about and beating on the desk and kind of saying, look, everybody deserves to be here. They deserve to play. It was just, I don't know, man. It was one of those awkward things. And like J. Russ said right here, hopefully somebody turned that into a meme, put some drums right there, so or something, and I don't know how they would do that, but yeah, all you clip artists will always make them think that this is some good content in here, so with the facial expressions and and them thing that trust me. Yo, brother, today I think I forget what show. I clicked on Sports Blend, JT show, right? And the first thing I see a brother in the comment section say, people with afro don't have no vision on the field. Yo, people will say anything, man.
And the quick follow-up was Isaac Hayes' omission, or not being in the squad in BVI, was that injury related? Is the player
He picked up an illness on the day before we flew, and he went to hospital where he had to rehydrate more or less. So it was pointless him flying over, playing in that heat at 3. So
Yeah, so I'm asked about Isaac Hayden. So, you know, we're all speculating, why is Hayden at the bench? He didn't travel. What's going on? Is he injured? Apparently he got sick day before travel and, you know, had to go hospital. I think he just said he needed to be rehydrated and everything because of his illness. But he said he's fit and ready to go for tomorrow. So that's good news.
Hayden stayed here. He's fit now and totally fit and available for tomorrow.
Yes, Division TV. The team of late has been up and down in terms of performances. Are you worried of the inconsistency play from the team going forward, especially?
I think the thing that I'm grappling with is we're creating a lot more chances, but we're not scoring the goals from the chances. So, and I think Saturday was a difficult game. If you see the field, it's what we call in England, and John will know, we call it a leveler. So the worse field that you get, the more the level comes closer against 90 minutes. You play on a perfect pitch like we do at Brentford, and you see the level is the level. So as BVI was a leveler, and it gives opportunities for smaller teams to cause problems and for us to break it down. We still.
All right, so I have to stop it there, people. You heard what he just said. He said that basically, you know, the field being bad is what they call in England the leveler. So if you have a team that's really good, so I will see it sometimes in the FA Cup, right? Your EPL side draw a League Two side, or you know, even a National League side that has gone through a crazy run in the competition to make it this far to the third round or whatever it is. And the ground is, you know, it holds 1,000 people and the field is horrible. And because of that, this EPL team, they can't really move the ball around like they normally would. It's a terrible conditions on the day, and it's just tough to move the football. So are you buying that scenario? Because sometimes we have seen EPL clubs go to small grounds and drop 7 same way. So I don't think it affects every team the same. And are you buying that as a reason why, you know, the game was so close? Because for me, it was just more execution, because I think we had enough clear chances to win the game for, you know, 4 or 5-0, you know, 3 if we're being stingy, you know. So I just feel like I tend to agree to a sense, in the sense that, you know, we just need to be more clinical. We are creating more chances. I do agree with him. When you watch back the games, you know, when you come out of the moment of the emotional, right? Because I get very emotional when I watch Jamaica. When you come out of that and you just watch the game back and you kind of jot down and take notes, you realize that, oh, that's a chance that I missed. I didn't realize that was a chance. And you see that those chances start to add up. So I think in the sense that the field is bad, it can be a leveler, but I think even though the field was bad, we still did enough in the game to win by 4 or 5 clear goals, right? Now, I know some fans wanted 10 due to the goal difference, but I think that's where the level would come into play, because you'd have to create more chances more frequently. You would have to move the ball a little faster. And I think this field really made it difficult to move the ball quickly, right? Now, I think at times we had players open and we could have just played that quick ball, and we didn't, for numerous reasons: personnel, vision, timing, and that has nothing to do with the field, really. You know, I will say that the shorter triangles and combinations that we saw at the Unity Cup, you know, it would be a lot tougher to do that on that pitch in BVI, that's for sure. And also the pitch size didn't help. I mean, Cephas in space is pretty much unstoppable. And when a team's playing a bit lower and the width isn't there on the pitch itself, there's a lot less space for him to run into and run with the ball into. So yeah. No. Russell no want a big body girl. Russell have a beautiful wife, bro. And I know you're probably joking, but yeah, you can see him wedding ring in the something as well. Where's the Foxy my chat? Yeah, I think he has a point in terms of the level because I think it was displayed even in Jamaica's field. When we played USA at home, they weren't carving us open. But when we got them in their stadium, I mean, it was like night and day how they were able to create chances. Most of those chances we conceded in that USA game were our own doing, just mistakes we were making. The first chance they created was just they lulled us to sleep in their possession. And the goal that they scored was just brilliant timing and a move, and a couple of people lapsed. But yeah, it wasn't like they were just this gulf in chances created when we played them in Jamaica. So the field could have been deemed the level of that day because on the other pitch, it did look a lot different. Yes, the pitch was poor, but the players should put away chances, agreed. Plus the field not wide enough. I agree with the field was very narrow. When I watch it back, I kind of really realized when Dimi taking a corner, like him have to barely chip the ball. If him kick it too hard, it go way over. BVI was never in the game. We're just emotional. Yeah, they didn't do anything. Not buying it or trust it because I saw Gray make about 2 true passes that Dixon and Williams wasted. Yeah, that's true. Him beat Russell because him should have scored a header. Yeah. That's coming up. And to be fair, I don't mind that. I mean, I saw Russell took it. Russell nodded him and said, yo, for real, coach, we should have finished that. I think the width of the field was a big agreed, Rob. Agreed. Why I never sure about JPL players you soon. Oh gosh. Yeah, man, make them know for like up the live. 70 people in the building and counting. So please just get you to the 100 likes quick and fast. But our field narrow too. Yeah, it's not as egregious though. It's not quite as egregious, J-Russ, but it is narrow too. Comparatively. 1-0 Honduras win them game by, remember, say late goal them get to. Yeah, true. And of the teams that played, because basically how this qualifying set up, all the top teams played the worst team this past week, And you see Haiti bagged them up 5-0. You see we and Honduras win 1-0. Costa Rica drop a 8. Is 8 them drop? Forget how much Costa Rica drop. Must be 6 or 8 or 5. One of them. Somebody drop a 8. So teams, it was mixed. Some teams did the 1-0 thing. Others did the 5 and 6 and 8. Do you see Tyrese getting a run? I can. I think he comes off the bench in the game. I could see that. Jamaica Valderrama, watch out. Yeah, man. That's why, when the man said that, I go for say, warm to Socrates, warm to every baller in the 80s. We're far from one of them country there. Valderrama, them. Man, they're full of vision and have whole heap of hair in them way. USA struggle outside of USA, especially in the Caribbean. That's true. They definitely would be the team to look at when you're talking about levelers. You see Trinidad hold them. We have gotten draws and beaten them at our stadium as well. We played poorly because we played poorly. We look like headless chickens, uncoordinated, passionless, lackluster. So I had one was not feeling it in any sense. Lowe sold himself cheaply in that first goal in US. Must you think I backrolled him there? Yeah, he ran out of his defense line like mad. That's it. That started the concession of a goal in the Unity Cup as well. Holgate running out of the line. Not as narrow as that field. Yeah, it's not as narrow. Yeah. But it, like in the general sense, it narrow as well. Christopher Wisdom, if Campbell not get even 5 minutes, me would have shock. And them give the ball a number 5. Why them give him number 5? I like saying get number 5. I like say striker wear 5 or winger wear 5 and 6 and them number there. Yeah, man, I know a joke here, man. That's why after I say it, I say, I think Max City does that be funny, Why me I deal with him so? Big up Lulu, walk on. Hope all is well, Yeah, man, hope the family is doing well, Lulu. Why is football the only sport that feel isn't standard? Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. You know, hopefully next round, I think next round, those minor teams with the mad stadiums and the mad fields should be out. So I don't think we're really going to deal with it again in this World Cup cycle. If Campbell don't get a game, I would not be shocked. Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't be shocked either, but I think he might get a game tomorrow. Yeah, man, make them know, man. And listen to Max City, my talk truth. Hit the like button. And I have a poll going, people. I'm curious to see what you guys think is the most likely thing, you know? Big up, big up, big up, Conrad. Hope all is well, bro. Thanks for being in the building. You know, whenever you have the time, you always check in, bro. So big up, big up. This coach have a tendency of not playing players he called up. That is true. We've seen Ravel come in, not play. We've seen, well, I don't think this coach ever called Russell and don't play him, but the last coach did. Trying to think who else him call and don't get no game. He took over to the Unity Cup, never played him. So yeah, he does it from time to time. At least 50 minutes. But so I forgot start then Max City. I better think about come on first half. Or yeah, add on the injury time in the second half. Bless up Jeremy Lee. Or go on, bro. Yeah, man, wisdom. Don't go nowhere, bro. After the conference play, straight to the tactical part, I put my team on the screen first thing. Because I said me talk about Guatemala first, but no. I'm going to put Jamaica team first and then I'm going to show them how Guatemala go play. Yeah, man, make them know. Big up yourself. Big up Melshire in the building. Stephen Lloyd. I have seen other countries play on bad pitches and still play proper football. Very good point, Stephen Lloyd. I think because I think a part of it is we put a lot of thought into the game after we get the ball. So it's not second nature, the movement, the fluidity. And that's a part of what I think is going to help us in this game, because if you look at the Guatemala Dam Rep game, it was basically a tale of two halves. In the first half, you could see the movement, the fluidity of Dam Rep. In the second half, you know, a couple of factors I think went against them. One, the altitude. You could see that their players had a different level of energy in the second half compared to the first. They just didn't have that extra burst of energy. The players weren't interchanging nearly as much. The striker himself, who was getting in a lot in the first half, you know, his movement seemed to break down as well. So that's why I say in the title, fluidity and tempo. Those are the two things I saw Dam Rep not use in the second half that they were using in the first. That was really causing problems. So if we can recreate that fluidity, that tempo, and we have the capability, because at times in that Trinidad game, especially that first half and early in the second, it was some of the best I've seen us play under this manager, for sure, in terms of movement of the ball, movement of the players, just a general understanding of how to move the ball up the pitch. You know, some things that we've always been cussing about over this tenure of the coach. You know, I thought it looked really good in that game. And for me, I don't care what the opposition was. It's just a clearness of idea. And even when I watched back the BVI game, there was a 10-minute spell in the first half where we had some great combination down the right side, where, you know, my issue with a lot of the attack against BVI, we were too static on the last line of their defense. We didn't do a good job of pulling players off of their comfort line or zone. You know, so we had more players than they did on a certain part of the pitch, but we were all in a straight line. So we didn't really create those pockets to bring defenders away from the line to then slip through other players. And when we got in on the right side, that's exactly what we did. Russell would drop a little short, or the winger would drop a little short. Dexter would overlap. And as soon as he receives from a midfielder or from the defense on the ground, it's just a slip pass and we're in. And we just didn't recreate that action enough for whatever reason. Max City, we need to cap the player ASAP, bro. Now the man would have 2 cap if they had given him some minutes in the previous game. Okay, we're talking about Tyrese. I don't like Russell last 2 games. Okay, so you didn't like him in the Nigeria game or the last game. Yeah, the last game, what was weird about Russell's positioning was in the Unity Cup, I thought what made him so effective was he was that second player in the box every time. And it just seemed like he just kept getting dragged out to the wing. Every time he would run in behind, it was a diagonal run towards the corner flag. And at times he would make that first run, and then he would end up stuck in that area or that quadrant, and he wouldn't recycle his position back to a more midfield zone. That's the only thing that I didn't like about his movement in the game. He just seemed to be playing another right winger. when we had the ball, you know, and there was really like a person less in the midfield to build because he was always running in behind. Which, I mean, clearly was a tactic because he kept doing it. So I can't even cuss him. Because, I mean, why would he keep doing it over and over if he's not supposed to be doing that? I agree, but still with a shot, bro. Nah, like, Blake is good in MLS. Fans need to understand players choose where they want to play, not what we fans say. Yes, Russell evokes memories of Valderrama, although LPB was more of a dirty blonde. Same hairstyle. Big up 1-1. What go on, bro? Yeah, but no say late on your side of the world, and you must be up working or something, bro. Big up yourself. Now Ethan Pinnock, we're number 5. Yeah, when he's in the squad, he does. But I guess because Pinnock ain't here, that's the number them game. But I mean, even I don't know. I just don't like when attackers wear certain numbers. I know it don't really matter, but I don't know. It's just a thing with my mouth. Rap Smith, remember some of these people after teeth land for place. Yeah, man, El Granero, let them know. I notice him like go forward when he's not supposed to. Yeah, so and that's the thing, J. Ross. Me I try to figure out like the coach hasn't really said anything about him not doing what he wants since he's been back in the team. So I mean, I think he wants him to run forward. What was curious about the way he was running forward in the last game was he never once ran central forward. He always ran out to the right wing, and he even was playing crosses. And I'm thinking, if John Russell is in the team, we have Dixon in the team, we have Lemby in the team on that side. Why would John Russell be the one out there whipping in crosses? It don't make no sense. We need to cap Tyrese, agreed. I don't even think it's about capping him. I just think in this squad we have, he should play. Baseball field isn't standard either. Only the diamond is standard. Everything else up to preference. True. 1-1 checking in with everybody. Big up Pastor Lansley. Hope all is well. Like the man them just get the ball out of the only jersey we left back. Yeah, look so. Stanley Cup Finals, you think there? Go and listen while Florida beat up Edmonton. Yeah, look like Panthers want to win the next one. Active BAM Sports. See it here now. All over again. Yeah, man. You know, follow BAM Sports, man. If you don't want the breaking news. It rough, you know, because when breaking news boss already dead, you know. And BAM. Just forward and Jano. Dre. What go on? I still don't completely blame Lowe for that goal because he should have never been in that situation where he had to pick between those two options. If he sit and Pulisic shoots, we say he ball watch. Yo, bro, Pulisic, you think Pulisic have Antonio shot from this up? I don't know. Kind of far from goal, you know, man. It doesn't please me to say this, but I accept defeat whenever I see Nepo Baller in the squad. Yeah. It's hard, right? Is it true Speed said on a program today that a prominent player was sent home? Anything goes up? Yeah, it's true that he said that on a program today. I believe it was Oral Tracy Sports Explosion. And nothing don't go so. No. So I don't know why he would make that utterance in national radio. Yeah, I'm not sure. This coach not to be trusted, bro. Yeah, we are pre-him Jeremy Lee, you know, we want to try to remember what he's saying, but at this point, it's like, should we even take what he's saying? Like, should we even be listening to what he's saying? I think it does make more sense to just watch what he does. I think Russell made his name. Campbell that bad that he cannot get at least 5 minutes for Jamaica with this squad. I'll be surprised. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. It's speculation about 5 new players in the pipeline. Jason, have you caught wind of any of them? Yes, I have, but I think I'm getting older and wiser in wisdom. So you have the perfect last name for that answer I'm going to give. You see, my wisdom on these situations now is that everybody better off if we don't know no name. I would just wake up one morning and read the newspaper and say, baller reach. But I can corroborate that there are, I have heard anywhere from 3 to 7 new players that should be there for the September window. So I've heard people as optimistic as 7, and I've heard others as pessimistic as 3. So you take with that what you will. The way I always see it, whenever I get news about players in the last 2 years, if them tell you 5, you get 2. If them tell you 10, you get 4. So I've heard anywhere from 3 to 7, which means we could get anywhere from 1 to 4. But I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if it's more than 5 total, though. They hear a piece, but I don't see Valderrama when I watch Russell play. Maybe Hamza Shadri. Yeah, I guess with the hair and the comparison of player, Shadri is a much better comparison. I agree there. Because I feel like I think Russell at his optimum level is probably a good championship player, honestly. I think he has game above League One level. And I think he probably will get above League One before he retires. He's still pretty young. I mean, he's only like 23, I think. Yeah, he said so. Yeah, he said it, but it wasn't true. Central American team struggle in bad pitch because they are technical. Will always struggle, so will America. Or they don't struggle, okay, because they are technical. Got you. Yeah, man, subscribe as well, as Martin said. Because I want to say respect to the sub them of late. And really, I smash the subscribe button from where they, trust me. Okay, that feels atrocious. Pig pen. I was worried about Cephas going on that wing with that big hole by the 18. Yeah. One at a time, then the man going at the sand trap, And I try shift in the sand trap. I said, brother, you're serious about beating this marker. Man can't even get him balance. And him still try shift the man. I think their keeper will make mistakes judging from their last game. Of course, it's a weird one, because he was one of the best keepers at the Gold Cup. So I don't know what happened to this guy. Like he has been a strength for them for most games when me watch him. But he didn't have butterfingers in that game, bro. He basically give them the first goal them score. And him almost give them a goal when they were up 4-2. Him drop the ball right on the same striker foot again. And he had some other dodgy moments. Even the second goal them score were right through him legs as well. So he had a bad game. But I don't think that showing was really him. I don't think he's as bad as he played, for sure. Because I'm seeing him play much better than that before. But maybe him just on a bad form right now, which is fine. I'll take that. Because if he play anything like that, we're going to score. He scored in the Nigeria game, I think. Who did? Yeah, Russell scored a second goal. Bless up, Cranky. Hope all is well. Are you going to dinner with Speed or what? Javan East never did get no game either way. So LJ said, what the point if him not get game after East is not prominent? Night owl, yeah man, I mean that, man. When you're young, you can do these things, Cranky, Well, relatively, because I'm not young, but if the comparison is you, I'm young. Bless up the Ukwa. What's up with the Ravel situation? Brother, as far as me know, it's a non-situation, Me hear rumors say the man upset, say him not get no game. And I guess based on that, people were speculating that the person Speed was talking about on the radio was him. And then it comes out that he was at training today. So I've heard a lot of different scenarios. Some people saying he's at training because McLaren and the staff decided not to discipline him for his outburst. I've heard other people saying that it's just one big bag of rumors and nothing never happened. That's why he's at training still. So, brother, as I say, this is the tactical preview show. So we'll get back to days of our lives when the game them not play. But this is game time now. Ethan Pinnock lost his coach today. Frank signed up as new Tottenham coach. Yeah, I saw that. That's a good signing for Tottenham. He's a good coach. I hope it's not Gray they sent home. Well, we'll find out soon. Did I see the Mari in a picture today? I think I saw him in a picture sitting down drinking coconut. He wasn't in that picture. He was running, leave the midfield. Gray was also running to the left. Maybe he was playing double wing. Yeah, the tactics were weird. Speed a troll the YouTube. All of them run with it, man. Go crazy. Start make video. Start everything. Rumor go around. Boy, I tell you. Speed want to send Low and Holgate home. Listen, my Black King entryway, but King alright though. I mentioned the niggle, So I don't know if him alright. Is the coach even the coach? Well, at least the men's coach can go to game them. I had one. He's one step better than Card. Them say one coach from the stands and one coach from the coach, I'm not happy Frank went there. I think he's a good coach and one that works with what he has to get the maximum from them and don't need a lot of money, so I'm concerned. Yeah, look, Thomas Frank, Very good coach, man. Very good coach. We're gonna see how it is when him have a team with a little more pressure. Because even though Tottenham, like historically winning wise, ain't a big club. I mean, they do, they're a big club from London, a lot of investment into the stadium and all that. So, it will be a different pressure than Brentford for sure. East play for Cavalier, why Speed have out the player like that? Oh, what you saying, JG? Bam and BNB is like Woj and Shams. Yeah, basically. Wait, who is BNB though? Bam and BNB. Oh, breaking news boss. Okay, yeah. Basically. But I say breaking news boss would have been more like Woj because he was kind of there before. And then Bam now enter the scene like Shams and take away the work, So flip the name them and you get it perfect, Gunners boss. Why do we want every player in the squad to play in every game? What can go so? Every player in the squad to play in every game. No, I don't think they want every player to play. Well, certain people want different player to play, yeah. So, yeah, that is a great question though, for real. I had one of some good question more while ago. Talking about jerseys, why Grey Love use people jersey? Why don't he stick with his 12? We don't know, Yeah, because they didn't wear 7 ever when Bailey wasn't playing. I don't think so. Him wear 12, and him wear. Did he ever wear the 10? I think didn't wear a few number for you. Now everything good for eat, good for talk, Jason. Don't say nothing. That is true. Sometimes don't say nothing. That is true. Remember that when people from JFF speaks, they're not even in the same book, much less on the same. That is so sad. It's like them don't even sit down one time and say, all right, here is the messaging for the week, people. At least just read from the same book. I mean, maybe not on the same page, but damn, more while it's a whole different book. Oh, Speed never called a name. I did say East. Okay. Introducing 7 players in a World Cup qualifier would be madness. Yeah. We'll see. Bless up Eddie Gooner in the building. I think this is your question. I just pause on. Russell hairstyle is like Xerxes. That's not good news for you, Duke. You have like a mental block. Even though the man way better than Hoyland. And then I hate the man. Blessings, Punroy. I hope all is well. Blessings, Jerome. Speed is too provoking. You know him saying that will cause people to speculate and eventually find out. He might try to get one of his players in and East out. But he's not even there in the actual squad though. So he might need for out about 3 more baller. Calling prescription refills before the game. I tell you. I wouldn't worry about that if we had a good coach, but because we don't, it would probably be chaos. I think FIFA should start to regulate playing surface. That game against BVI should have played somewhere else. Yeah, Lulu, it was really bad, man, to be honest. It was bad. BVI have quicksand on the field. We do a count to make sure we didn't lose a ball in it. Up full in a tycoon. Go and blaze the fire out there, bro. Them a try all kind of tactics out there, tycoon. Go on, let's see how you fight them. If we introduce 7 players, I will start planning for 2030. We saw this before and it never works. East should probably be starting. Yeah, I wouldn't be upset if East was playing and starting, to be honest. I don't know how East hasn't been in the team for like the last few times. Long time me I telling us say East for go West. Yeah, a lot of people don't like East though. I don't know if it's just his attitude or they just don't like his football at all. Rumors them spreading saying that he's kush me small. Pin up to Tottenham. Yeah, that would be nice. All through his salad. Yeah, Demi's at training. That's not that Low got into it with Gray. Really? Well, them thing that go on a training, and I'm sure Low only know to play one way, man. So he might tackle man in a training same way. You didn't see Greg Lee? No, man, me see him in the court in that picture, man. Any baller that is very upset about not playing is a player you want in your facts. That happens all the time, man. Can't be upset if a baller cuss and say he want to play. What the hell you think him dead for him? You think him just happy if he just don't play? Come on, man. As long as he's not I make it seem like the man flip over table and go for thump down coach and them something there. I mean, even if he must say he want to play and he might get loud and come on, man. Them things that go on all the while. I thought him did wear 7, man. 7 to 12. Yeah, I thought him did wear 7. Bless up his Harlem. Hope all is well, bro. Have we ever retired a jersey? No, I don't think so. But I don't think, could you do that though? Because in like FIFA competition, you have to wear 1 to whatever. Like you can't use 37 and 50 something, man. So I don't know if it could have retired in the sense that you just put it up in the stadium, but not like in an NBA when you can't wear the number again for your side and them thing there. Football ain't that complicated. It's a simple game, but shit coaches make it complicated with their nonsense. That's when introducing too many goes wrong. Facts. They said 4 in September and 3 in the following windows. Just put in the book against their forehead, yeah. All right, people. Which winger for the Jamaica team create the most chances if you got any idea? I would say that's between, like on average, like per 90 minutes, probably Gray and Bailey, still, even as hot as Cephas on fire, man. Because Cephas never created a chance in the last game. Bailey create 1, Gray create 3. Well, 2 and 3 if you want to count Dixon one where him kind of mistouch it and couldn't really get a good shot. So, yeah. All right, let me go back to this again.
Creative 50. We're not. We saw some of the chances. And that's what we need to do. And so it's the inconsistency of scoring. The performance against BVI is going to be totally different to a performance on a different field. And the boys stayed in the game battle. We needed a second goal, and that's our problem. I don't think we're converting our chances as often as possible in the games, and certainly here we've not scored the goals here. So goal scoring, sometimes you have 15 shots, and some other games against St. Vincent we had over 20 efforts at goal, and only scored 1 away from home, and 3 at home, but 2 in the last injury time. So that for me is, Warner Brown's come in and contributed well. Barella's come in, contributed well. I think we need now to see goals, and we get an assist, but we need goals from our wider players and from our midfield players. And that's one reason that Johnny's in the team, is coming to the team, because when I watch him at Barnsley,
I'm in the squad, Adam. I'm in the squad.
He changed position slightly more advanced and scored goals. And I think he's a great addition to the squad. It gives us that threat, as you saw in the unit.
Vintage.
Even I'll say he should score with a header. But we're creating chances. We need more goals from around. We scored 1 from the second player. So front players, wide players, midfield players need to contribute more. Otherwise, we're not going to win football matches. We're going to see inconsistent results.
Good morning, Coach. A question each for you. Coach, the first question is that Jamaica and Guatemala are the 2 teams that have already faced part in the 3rd round already. But you can face them again for the opening game of the Gold Cup. How much is tomorrow's match going to be a bit of just a rehearsal for you before you go into the Gold Cup opener this weekend?
Simple, 2 different games, totally. We'll probably have a different team in the second game than we will in the first, same as they will probably. So 2 different games altogether. The main priority is tomorrow.
And I remember your first goal for Jamaica came in Gold Cup against St. last time. Now, back in the squad, having been out for a game becoming the Concacaf, how have you handled that responsibility, and how are you looking forward to the Gold Cup coming this weekend?
Yeah, playing a lot of games, you know, that's my aim. I love to do it, I love to play. That's what I want to do, is play every single game. And the season I've had, that's what I've been doing. So the level and the amount of games has been fine for me. Whatever game I play in now is just, you know, we have one aim, and that's to win tomorrow and to win Gold Cup and progress to World Cup. So however that plans out, I'm available. I'm going to do the best I can.
Thanks, Ricky.
Yes, good morning, Coach. You mentioned a lot of traveling has been going on, and there are a few other players that were part of the Unity Cup, part of this squad, and will be part of the World Cup going forward. How much does load management affect tomorrow's team selection?
A lot. Absolutely. The second game is what I proved. I think when I first came in, I was consistent with the team and played the same team the second game, and the energy you could see was dipping from that. What I've got now is a more balanced squad, the bench squad that I have no hesitation. No one is guaranteed a place now, and they have to perform well, because we've got competition in the wide areas now. We've introduced the likes of Tyrese Campbell, Weathersill in the Unity Cup, which we can. Jaheim Dixon showing the potential that he's had in the past. He's starting to show that. Sifas is coming to good form. Down the middle, we've got Warner Brown and Burrell, Romario coming in. We know from before, so we've got competition in that area. And you're absolutely right, the midfield area is a place where we need a little bit more competition. Probably Reed, Bagley.
So if we not keep counter when him a knock the desk, a 2 time him really knock the desk. When him a talk about JPL and the balance, and when him a talk about the midfield needing depth. So I like the 2 pressure point them that feel when feel like him have to bang the desk. And Gunner's boss, I think if you're referring to what I said about Calvin, Jamara Calvin having an issue because he played for Antigua, then him did want to switch to Jamaica. And I think he had to switch to play for Antigua before. So it's some kind of thing going on with that. You know what I mean?
We've got good competition around the back, especially at centre backs. The emergence of Richard King in our team has been vital. I think Damien Lowe coming into the squad will also add some bit of experience and leadership. Ethan Pinnock will be available for the Gold Cup. So we've got strength in certain areas. You're absolutely right. Everyone tells us about it. We need more depth and strength in the midfield area. We're pleased that John has done so well since coming back into the squad, and that takes a little bit of a headache away, that we've got a goal threat from midfield. So we are still work in progress, and that's why you probably see consistent performances and results. And we need to get that consistency right, performance right, and make sure that we convert our chances, our ratio of chances to goals has to be higher.
Yeah, to go off the competitiveness, the consistency, and there's also chemistry. So, John, you guys have spent a lot of time with each other now. Last week was Unity Cup, this week is the qualifiers, next week is the Gold Cup. What are you doing, as well as the teammates are doing, to build that chemistry, to get familiar with your playing styles on and off the pitch?
Yeah, I think it's important off the pitch as well, how we gel together and how we do things together. You know, getting used to how each other and how we live and how we take jokes and how we do stuff like that. So that definitely helps. And then on the pitch, you know, in training and games, someone's, you know, if even a small little compliment, you know, boost the players and you know, some chemistry as well. You know, training and watching how players play, and even, you know, when we play against each other in our local teams, you know, we see what the players are best at and what they're not so great at, and so we can obviously adapt and help around that. So the chemistry is there, and it's growing, and especially from the Unity Cup, we've all gelled together. You know, we've had a long time with each other, so the chemistry is only going to get better.
Thanks, John. Daniel?
Hi, Coach. In terms of our performances at home, they haven't been the greatest. Team hasn't won since you've joined. at the National Stadium at least. How important is this game not only to find out where the team is in terms of their progression, but to kind of calm fans who are a little concerned after seeing performances against BVI and so forth?
I think, we can explain the BVI and we know from experience it was going to be that kind of a game. We scored early, we should score the second. And that makes the game always close and a little nervous, which it shouldn't be. And also having a little respect for the opponent as well, and making sure complacency doesn't come into it. But look, about tomorrow, it's about winning here. It's about winning here, and it's about scoring goals here. That's my next goal, my next milestone is, to make this a place where people don't want to come. To do that, we have to win games here. To win games, we have to score goals here. And we haven't done enough of both of them.
Matthew? Hi, good morning, Coach. Good morning, John. Matthew from National Sports. John, you're one of the few players in the team that has a profile that permits him to play all 3 levels of the field. Coach said in a recent interview that his ideal midfield consists of a creative player, a controller, and a 6. And you've played all the different levels. How has your experience been in playing all 3 different levels? And where do you see yourself that excels the most?
Yeah, in my career, I've been a 6. Playing out through Chelsea, I've been an 8. At Huddersfield, I was more of a 6. And so I'm Barnsley now, I've been more of a 8/10, so a bit higher. Give me a bit more freedom to come up and down, box to box. Give me freedom to create, but also get lots of chances to score. Making the box all the time, getting on the ball and driving with it. Being able to adapt them through positions is only going to help the team and help the manager in the team he picks and the way he wants to play. And so it's only it helps me and helps me understand other people's position when they play in midfield as well. And so it's a lot of rotation you could do with that. So I'm used to all 3 of them positions. I think I've thrived in the 8 position this year. And so I just look to carry my performances on.
John, you have 7 caps for Jamaica, all of them outside of Jamaica. You've been in camps on the island, you've seen the support. What would it mean for you to make a home debut tomorrow?
Yeah, it'll be massive. I haven't come on at home yet, and so I would love to. The aim is to play in front of your fans and play at the best of your ability. It'll be amazing to win and to get a goal, but especially in front of our fans, I think it makes it a lot more special. And so that I'll be more than happy and grateful, and it'll be a pleasure to play in front of our fans tomorrow.
Finally, right here.
Good morning, Coach. John Stewart, JFF Live. Guatemala will, of course, pose a very different threat than BVI, not just in terms of the caliber of the opponent, but tactically as well. As we've seen over the course of the last year, they've played against Honduras, Uruguay, Costa Rica, and come up with positive results and still generated a lot of chances. So how will you tactically approach this game?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're very good technically, tactically. Got a settled team, a way of playing. So be totally different game. One end of the spectrum to the other end from the BVI. It was, it was a leveler. It was. I remember I played on them pitches in the 80s. It was very, very difficult. So it was a leveler. We got through. That was the most important. Got the result, got out. But tomorrow is important because it's against a very good team technically, very good team technically. Great win against the Dominican Republic the other day. It's going to be a tough game. This ain't going to be easy. And again, it's another experience. There's no easy games in the Caribbean, whether you're playing St. Vincent, the BVI, Guatemala, Honduras, Costa Rica, Trinidad, whoever. There's never an easy game. What we want to do is try and impose our game at home and win.
John, Coach, thank you very much for your time. Members of the media, please remain in the tunnel until official training starts. Thank you.
All right, so that was the press conference. Steve McLaren, John Russell. I agree with whoever just said. I think it was Corey. Yeah, you could tell that once he got a chance to answer something, he had a different, level of excitement about being there. So yeah, he just wanted people to ask him some questions. So Simon Hopton asked him about how he feels about having his debut. So good, he got to talk a bit more. I think you could tell, like, his body language when the coach is answering questions wasn't, quite there. But once he was able to engage, it wasn't so bad. A good player always wants to get on the pitch. So if Ravel expresses feelings, it's called hungry. Are ready to go to war. Understand the assignment. War for your country. Winning is the game. Yes, Tycoon. If that is indeed what Ravel was up to, why these rumors had come out, then I mean, damn, he could do so many worse things. In Jamaican terms of top 100, they should give him. Man is one of our few football legends. They say, no matter how much ticket he marks for. Some CVs can play in CDM and are just fine, but low can't play him in his position or bench him. Yeah, facts. Has to be a CV. I've been watching this going since 2002. Was that a press conference or was it another skip to my loo from Coach McLaren? Well, it wasn't. I mean, the questions weren't so hard hitting. You can see the type of questions that you get when you have the Zoom press conference is a little bit different, to be honest. But look, a lot of times when it's a pre-game, you don't necessarily want to be so sensational as the person asking the questions. I think squad releases, it's a little bit more, you might get into some questions where it's, this is a touchy subject or, that hard-hitting question. But pre-game, I mean, the question that I would have probably asked was asked. What's the status on Isaac Hayden? Because, like I mentioned in the press conference when the squad was released, what's the contingency plan for when Isaac Hayden doesn't play? And he didn't really give me one. All he said was the plan is to keep him fit. So, we got to see what the contingency plan was since he wasn't there in the BVI. And I would say about 97% of the fans was unhappy with what the contingency plan was that day. So yeah, we got our first taste of what no depth in the sixth position can look like for Jamaica. I have a feeling this game will look like Honduras game where both teams go through the motions. Yeah, that was a pretty dull. I think it was 0-0. That's the last. I think that's the last time we played a Central American team on home soil under McLaren. Who wouldn't be upset if the coach is playing players that is not better than me? I would be 10 million times upset as well. 5-1. Jeez. Series tied up. Let this coach keep selecting players that is not good enough will not qualify. To paraphrase Kanye paraphrasing Jay-Z, Tapa can buy tickets. All right, so let's get what we're here for on the screen, because we heard the coach talking, but we have our thoughts on what we should see. So I have the tactical pad here. You'll see the squad. Blake, Lemby, Bell, Holgate, Campbell, King, Bailey, Palmer, Dixon, Morrison, Gray, Atkinson, Davis, Hayden, Latty, Warner Brown, Damian Lowe, John Russell, Burrell, Cephas, Williams, Lee, and Waite. I heard somebody say that Lee wasn't there, but I saw it there. So for me, people, this is my starting 11, people. This is my starting 11. Jason Gooner starting 11. So I'm going to put Blake in a goal, people. My center back pairing is going to be D'Lo. Oh, I'm going for D'Lo. It's like the screen now. The thing now I'm going to put D'Lo up on the field star. D'Lo and Mason Holgate on the back line. Now, he mentioned quite a few times that he feels a lot better with his squad now. He doesn't feel like the performance will drop when he goes to the other option. So I think he's going to freshen up the wing backs or full backs. So I think Amari Bell comes back in, right? And I think also he's going to freshen up the right-hand side as well. And I don't think he's going to go for Kyle Ming. I think he's going to go for Joel Latibeaudiere as his right back. And what I'm thinking, based on how we've been playing recently, I think Amari Bell is going to tuck into an inverted role in possession. And this is what the shape of the back line will take up in possession. I could definitely see something like this as the shape when we're building out. The player in midfield will be Hayden as well, right? And I'm just going to show you guys what I want to see when we're in possession, moving the ball forward. So I think he'll convert it into a back three in possession. Hayden will start out in midfield, split to one side. Bell will split to the other. So that's your two options in the build-out phase. So we'll have the triangles all throughout, right? I think we need to go to something like this. We saw Dexter doing that type of situation in the last game. But I do think that the field played a role in that being more effective. And I actually think Dexter would be better off playing high and wide on the right than inverting. I think Bell, it would suit him a lot more to play that role. We've always complained that we want Bell to give us more going forward. If you notice in that Unity Cup, he was the one in possession that would invert, and he was getting the ball in these areas and driving forward himself. Played the through pass to Cephas that won the penalty, played some other through passes as well from a central position. Don't know if people noticed that, but I did, right? So that's kind of what it will morph into in possession right there. Then I think he's going to go back to the Unity Cup midfield of John Russell and Casey Palmer, right? Now, just so people can see the original team and I don't get too deep into the tactics yet, I'm just going to put it on screen, out of possession, what it's probably going to look like, right? So I think Hayden will be here, there, and about there. I think it's going to be that kind of staggered situation. Now, out of possession, I think Russell will drop to form more of a double pivot. I don't think it will be a true double pivot because I think Russell will have license to get forward as well. I think Casey will play a little bit more advanced of them. And then I think he's going to go back with Damari Gray on the left this time, even though we've been seeing him play that 10 role. And that's the one player that I'm kind of concerned about because he mentioned the load and he mentioned how the energy levels isn't quite there the second game. And Gray is one of those players that did play 90 minutes. So did Russell. But I think out of necessity, we're going to see Russell start again. And I don't think it's as big of a necessity to start Gray, but I just have a feeling like he's going to go with the two wingers that probably have the most experience in the team, let's call it. And I think this time up front, he's going to go back for Romain Borrell. Again, a lot of this has to do with me thinking certain players, he's maybe concerned about the energy level in this game. So having started the last one, Williams came on, missed a big chance, but I thought he was way more involved in the game than Warner Brown. Warner Brown did score a goal, so it's tough, right? How can you take off the guy that just scored? But for me, if I'm coaching this team, one thing that I think that even though Borrell and Brown have similar energy and effort, I think Borrell is a little bit more intelligent with where he makes his runs on the pitch. It was very striking to me that when Romario Williams came on, he was much more involved in everything we were doing going forward. And I just wasn't seeing that same thing when Warner Brown was on the field. I don't know if anybody else noticed that too. But I do think that the Achilles heel of this Guatemalan defense is speed. And their two center backs especially are very susceptible to speed and pace and just intelligent movement. Dom rep in the first half, their striker, Romero, very nippy player, constantly on the move. He was killing them with these outside to in diagonal runs. Basically, any run that could split in between the two defenders from either side to in was killing them. And it was just making me think of what some things we saw in the Unity Cup where the ball would get played wide. Borrell would make the run down into the channel. The ball will get played to him, and then either Russell and or whoever played the ball wide initially, Dixon being the person in that game, but in this case it would be Bailey. I think that those are going to be the plays where Guatemala really struggle, because what they struggled with in the first half against Dam Rep was anytime they had to defend laterally, they really struggled. And Dam Rep kind of ran out of that tempo, that fluidity, and that's why they were main topics for me. Jamaica is going to need to play with a certain amount of tempo if they're going to be able to create opportunities, because I just think that this defense, when they keep you in front of them, they're very organized. And if we move the ball as slow as we did against BVI, it's going to be even more difficult to create chances. This game to me is going to be one in the tempo. We're going to have to play the ball quick tempo, 1, 2, 3. And that's why for me, this is what I want to see. When we're building up, right? I want these center backs to split, because basically what Guatemala do in the press, they play a 4-2-3-1, but out of possession they typically just go into 2 blocks of 4, and 2 players kind of press up. So they will have 2 players. Let me just show you guys what I mean in the press. So let's say it's Rubin and Altan start again. Typically what they'll do, one of them will take the left side, one of them will take the right side, and they try to press that way. So as long as we can spread these 2 players low, find that space in here, really just want to get it to where they have a decision to make. Either they're going here, and Lati's the extra man, right? Or they spread wide, low is the extra man. So we just want to make sure we can outnumber them, and Blake has to be involved in the build-up as well. We can't be afraid when Holgate's over here to play it this way. This guy tucks in on low and the ball. Blake needs to be able to switch that ball to the wing, and we can play out there. So to me, the reason why I would go with Lati Badir on his right-hand side, some of the best times I've seen Lati Badir plays when he's playing in a back 3 as one of the side backs, whether it's right or left. And he just has a great understanding of what spaces to take up when we're trying to beat pressure. I think Holgate has a pretty good idea of that as well. I think Lowe would be the one who mainly struggles with that. But when you give him a few more options, he's not just going to make a mistake on the ball. He's pretty sure on the ball. It's just when he doesn't have clear options, he can take a little too long for me, right? But the reason why I like this setup is once Holgate is split wide, Lati is split wide, and we're playing out, Hayden will, of course, occupy one of these half spaces just to give an extra outlet, right? Typically, he'll go on this side because I want Bell to tuck in and form this. Because to me, these 2 players are really the key to beating the pressure. Because we can move this ball around these 3 all day long. And we've seen Jamaica fall in love with just doing this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, nothing down. Okay, back here, back to the keeper, back here. And then do that over and over. It's that first initial pass that breaks that line is what Jamaica struggles with. So I'm trying to get more options in that second level, right there in between that first press of the attackers and then their midfield line. And then Palmer, he's the one that I want to be that next progressor, right? So once one of these 2 get it, Palmer is the one that I want getting in this half-turn, half-space area. Now, Russell, the key for me is I don't want Russell to be making the run so early like the last game. I want Russell to basically just be an outlet. If these guys get the ball, wing back, any of these players, Russell needs to be somewhere where he can connect with someone. I think Russell's strength is getting into areas, playing off the ball quickly, vacating the space. Space gets filled. Burrell might get it here in the half turn. Bailey's in behind, 2 pass. And Russell, some people don't love his speed, but one thing he does have is timing. And when that ball gets wide, if he's in the right area centrally in the build-up, he will find himself inside that box to make up the second numbers or even be the furthest player forward when that ball enters the box. It's going to be kind of interesting, but I think Russell and Palmer had a really good understanding playing with Hayden in terms of who went further forward, who played more the role of, facilitator, pace setter. Palmer definitely does that better than Russell. So I would give Russell the license to get into the box with the forward players as well. But for me, this shape would be a good one because, as I said, you have the back three solid, can break through that press of two. Then these guys, and once Palmer drops into central, Russell creates an overload, maybe creates another central overload. We should be able to play around and through even their crowded midfield. And of course, we'll have the outlets of Bailey and Gray. And I think what this system does is it ensures that we'll have the width kept, because sometimes it just seems like we want to push our fullbacks forward and wide, but we don't really necessarily commit to it. And I don't mind if Gray comes in off this line, right, and combines in the half space here. Remember, Casey Palmer can dart here, and we know part of the reason why I want to play Borrell is when Gray comes in that half space, a little more central, and receives and turns, Borrell is not afraid to run off the shoulder into these channels or run diagonally, which is where I saw them struggle with runs against Dam Rep. So I just like the versatility of the players here. I think, I think they will be relatively cautious. They don't necessarily have to win this game to top the zone, which I know that's probably their main objective. They know that they have made it through to the next round, but they want to feel like they were in a zone with Jamaica and they won the zone. So they probably know a draw will get that done. So I think they'll be a little more conservative tomorrow, which might mean that we need to be a little bit better in possession, a little more patient. And I think Gray and Bailey will provide, a little better decision making in certain situations when we don't really necessarily need to just put our head down and run. We need to combine, bring the team forward a little more before we really go for the gusto. So yeah, that's my take on the starting 11. I'm going to look in the comment section now because I haven't been really talking to you guys for a while. So let me see what you guys think about the team. First and foremost, what you guys give my starting 11. As you can see, it's a back four: Bell, Holgate, Low, Latti in the back line, Blake in goal, Hayden, Russell, and Palmer, the Unity Cup midfield. And then I'm going back for the Unity Cup striker, but I'm bringing in the World Cup qualifying Gold Cup wingers, Leon Bailey and Damari Gray. So let me know what you guys think about this starting 11, if it makes sense, if you like my breakdown of how tactically I want it to look when we're going forward and then when we're defending. So let me know. Yeah, I know sometimes I worry, mister, that the apps listen, because I feel like it's a decent little breakdown still, I don't want to speak for my own thing, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? All right, let me see. Okay, so I think I'm back where I have a feeling this game will be like Honduras. Okay, I remember that one. So, okay, unstable bomb waiting to explode. Players need to be men and confront the coach in private and a respectful manner. Yeah, Guru, if it was disrespectful, I agree. But like, see the problem with all these things, like what is the actual truth? What really happened? That's my thing. Like, because people that want certain things out there will tell you any damn thing. If I see some footage or somebody I can actually believe that was there can tell a story, then yeah, we don't really know. Low time done with the team, weed out the vibes, man. Them both are gone. Leon and Low next. Look like a Jesus Christ have to tell the coach to say Ravel to start this game. Yeah, look, if Ravel started, I would probably put him where Palmer is gonna play in this particular game. But I have no issue with Palmer starting and then Ravel can come on. Like I think the Trinidad and Tobago way that game went, I think that's like perfect. 30 minutes, give Ravel the last 30, 25, and take off whichever player more tired, Russell or Palmer. or based on what you need in the game. If you need more control, maybe you take off Russell and let Ravel play a little deeper and set the tempo a little more. If you kind of, if the game drawn or you're losing, maybe you take Palmer off and just put a different creator on, keep Russell goal threat on, arriving late in the box, you know. The coach not being truthful to the fans that he don't understand that take football for drug. Stay on it. He needs to think fast before a roadblock. Drink soup is a bad thing. He adapted to the bullshit. For real. We need ranking points to secure a seeded position in the next round though. Well, 1-1, based on my calculations, you know, even if we were to lose, which we don't want to happen, but if we were to lose and Honduras were to win, who is the closest team to us in the rankings, it wouldn't be enough points for us to be passed. So we basically are going to be in part 1. I mean, you know, that kind of make it anticlimactic for tomorrow. But I think tomorrow is really about bragging rights and just a good feeling going into the Gold Cup because we play them in the first game as well. All Una like Port like no. Yeah man, please tell them to smash the damn button, man. I put in work, you know. I mean, yo, you know, see I'm build the jersey, them real brethren, the green on the sleeve and the yellow, and them have them dark blue with them white. Yo, brother, you think a joke thing? The only thing we're not sure about is the numbers because Burrell did that we were 14 last time, but we know he ain't not forward again. So the only thing might be wrong is the numbers, you know. But other than that, brother, look on the quality. Blake, I go wear that color jersey there tomorrow, you know. Yeah, man. I think it's all in the details, people. Why winning this game so important that fans feels you must win. I think it's more about like when we made the World Cup the last time, many eons ago, the office was like a place where we could not lose. No matter what team forward, the worst we get is a draw. And that feeling hasn't really been there for a while. We need Corey Adai and Kanaya Boyce Clark to be added to the pool. Yeah, look, if you follow everything you hear, you'd think say, well, I know one of them, some kind of paperwork, something are going with Adai. And apparently Kanaya, basically the same thing with them accused, wait, name there. Not accused, but what them say about Ravel that he want to play, apparently the same thing Kanaya say. Like he want to play if he want forward. So them tell me still. Yeah, they can't catch us 1-1. Is Blake back in commission? I knew he was out for the Union. Yeah, he's playing. He played the last game, Gunners Boss against BVI. He started and played the whole game. So I think that last game with Union, he might have just asked the Union for just make him don't play. Because it was the game before he was about to travel. Dexter need a rest. Yeah, I think so too. I think he kept saying like the load management. So I think those positions like fullback where you do a lot of running during the game, I think I'm going to rotate those. And I think he thinks Lats is his next best option. And I think Bell will get his spot back from the left back, like at Unity Cup. Has to start Burrell this time. I agree actually. Better know that Gray will not start tomorrow. Yeah, I could see that, you know, because he did mention a whole bunch of times about load management, but then that would mean it's going to be Tyrese Campbell then. Because Cephas play 90 minutes as well. So I don't know. Or the load management thing only go for the English playing players. Ravel has a history. McLaren is testing him to see if he has changed. Ravel lost a lot of opportunities because of inability to act like a man and express himself without the outburst. 15 clubs. So Guru letting us know why. What the rumors must be true because he played for 15 clubs. All right, so Giggs agree with the keeper and the back line. Giggs agree with the midfield as well. And Giggs make one change. So him said no Leon Bailey, Tyrese Campbell, and Burrell. All right, Giggs. So we have almost the same team. Get Adaya passport. He got released from Reading when last he played a game. All right, so I'm shoot down your two Charles them Jamrock. It's stupid though. Concacaf always makes it easy for the ranked teams as they can. We play one game against Guatemala and it's at home. Now if we finish behind them, we are seeded. Yeah, 1-1. It's a madness, bro. It's a madness. I don't know how Concacaf come up with this. Lineup look good, say Rob. All right. Let's hope they play a high line that suits Cephas liking. Yeah, I don't think they will, and that's why I've gone with Gray. I think he's a little bit more strategic with how I'm getting behind. It's not just a straight line, and I think the straight line will be what they'll deal with well. It was when the runs were really in sync and fluid and like interchanging of positions. That's when Damrep was mashing them up in the first half. So it can't be too static, and it can't be too, every time the same run. And sometimes that's what you get from him. Doubt the coach are going to play Palmer and Russell. They'll be sharing minutes, in my opinion. All right, truth or truth, we shall see. We shall see. Cephas will start, says Wells. Nice analysis. Yeah, I saw that. Bless up namesake. Go on. Yo, me need some picture, my youth. Yeah, man. Yeah, go out the press at this morning, me have some wicked question for you ask, man. Gray will be at 10. Yeah, that I could see that Wells, because I do think that the coach leaning towards him there, because I think he might be thinking Cephas and Tyrese could play on the left from now on, and Gray can just become like one of the ones that play the 10. So it could be that him just, could it be possible that him start Tyrese Campbell on the left and start and don't start him still start Palmer and him just bench Gray because Gray get 90 minutes? I don't know. Maybe at this time Brown and Cephas are not starters but are super sub. Yeah, him say starters and finishers, so they could be deemed as finishers. Warner Brown deserves his place. He gives us more than Williams. Yeah, he scores more goals than Williams in the past for sure, but the link-up time Williams was on, we got way better link-up play. And Williams actually got in behind and got chances. So, I don't know. bless up Vinsky. What go on? Hope all is well in a long time, Virgil. Yeah, man. And people, at that people used to call me, So I know the other one in the space name. So the man I got things say, I just want him name and all kind of something. But brother, I have that name there so long ago. No, the seedings are going to be based on after these games play. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. And at the same competition, Guatemala goalkeeper has butter hands, so we need to test him every chance we get. But special edition, me did I say that I don't think that's really that guy's performance, because he's usually good. But let's see if he's just on a bad patch right now, and he hasn't really been playing much for his club because he's at Columbus Crew and he's a backup keeper. So sometimes when you're a backup keeper, it's tough when you come to these international windows and you have to play. We've seen it with Matt Turner, even though he usually turn up for USA good. Every game, he usually make one or two mistakes, and I think it just come down to match sharpness, Yeah, man, make them know DOC, big up yourself, and respect as well. I think Campbell for start and Gray get Palmer game. Okay. Yeah, if he decides to go with Gray in the 10 again, I do think that he's going to start Campbell and not Cephas this time. I think so. Cephas on the left and Gray on the right. Okay. Maybe they should separate the coach press conference from the players so that the players get a dedicated segment to gain better access to the fans. That's a great idea, Lulu. Just have them just run the coach one first and then say, we'll do another one just the player. I actually think that's a great idea. I will float that to Simon and see if that's feasible. Holgate and King would be a better pair in front of Blake. Okay. So Vinsky don't agree with the low selection. Him say King and Holgate. All right. So this game Guatemala no playing for nothing. Them want beat way. Them not me not think them are gonna want to turn up just because them qualify and do business. And plus, as I say, there's the added thing that we play them in 6 days, So you want that psychological edge for no say, yeah, going into the Gold Cup, we just beat the team. You see what I say? Dexter is the coach's fave. Do we have a multiverse with him not starting? Dexter over Lati say, Mister. Yeah, I'm going to listen to what the coach is saying. The man keep on talk about this load management and energy in the second game, not the same. And now we have a team that him don't think the performance fall off with the other option. So I just feel like him going to do that. And I'm just going to switch the tactics a little bit where, when Dexter play, usually him have license to get up and down. But I think him going to remember, it's Bailey play in front of him this game more than likely. So we know Bailey now give the work rate like this coming back. So I think Lati will more sit, just be a right centre back out of possession, and they'll have a back three formed with Low, Holgate, and Lati when we have the ball. So when we lose the ball, we have that three base there, and Bell will be inverted, Hayden will be like the double pivot, so we'll have nice cover. Those 5 players will be kind of dedicated defensively. We'll let the other 5 kind of go and attack. You know what I mean? I think that will work, and the balance will be okay if we lose the ball and then try to counter on us. Goodly use them bench team for tire out Jamaica. Next game, use their best players in Gold Cup. Well, truth or truth, it's 6 full days, so I don't know if trying to tire us out will be the best thing. Because I think realistically, if the players that can play tomorrow play well, barring 1 or 2 changes, I think Pinnock comes in probably when he gets here, if he's fully fit when he arrives. So apart from him, I would say I could see the same starting lineup starting in the Gold Cup opener as well, if they play well, you know what I mean? If you don't count anything, I don't really care. I just want to see a good performance. That's it, 1-1. I think, look, I know because I know that, Simon's involved with the setup now, and he would have been crunching numbers and telling them what the scenarios are. And I'm hoping that feeling of, okay, we're in the next round, we're in part 1, that will take some of the pressure off the players, and we'll get a little more free-flowing performance, and they don't look tight, and they just need to just play football. Also, would love to see the team retain the ball a lot more and be patient. We make too many unnecessary turnovers. I agree, Vinsky. I think we can do way better in that regard. I think we have seen enough of spells of playing now to know that we have enough technical players now to where we could keep the ball a lot better. Duke said Blake, Holgate, Lati, Bell, Low. So I'm assuming Lati right back, Bell left back, Holgate and Low. Okay, so same 4. Then Hayden, Palmer, Russell, same 3. Cephas, Bailey, Brown. All right, so there's 2 subs in the forward line. Gray off and Burrell off. All right. The Guats might use your analysis to engineer their game plan. You are making way too much sense. Yeah, well, look, I'm just a little YouTuber, so I don't think it will get to them. But I do hope that, a couple of the coaching staff give me a follow up on IG. So hopefully they must see what my thoughts are, and they must say, Jano, we thought about this. We never really think about it that way. That's good. We'll take some of that, Yeah, man. I'm sure there's useful information in this. I am nervous with Low in the defense. I had one. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if Low play back there. Has been on really good form with club. I'm telling you, a lot better, a lot less. Where do I call it now? Last ditch tackles. It's not as frequent. I wouldn't play Low and Holgate as my CB play pair. Their style of play is too similar. I think both of them have both tempered a little bit. They both have a little bit in it. I will give you that. But what I like about it is Holgate, at least on the ball, is calm. So it's not just like, I think out of possession tackling, yes, they're very similar, but I think they're very different in possession. So hopefully the balance is still enough. I know I'm a balanced person. Yeah, but I think it will be fine this way, to be honest. Kick out, boss. Yeah, man, I'm going to start him, Ala Madrid, man. I'm going to start him. I'm going to make you respect him tomorrow. Low should have stayed on a Saturday in time done with Jamaica. No bus lace crap. Low play and Blake the most games, and man about to them nervous, so it's not serious at all. Yeah, look, I think them have a little amnesia with Low, man. I think, look, you can have beef with a player about one aspect of game, but as far as defending, bro, Damian Lowe saved me a lot of time, brother, as far as just defending. I don't think Guatemala will sit deep the whole 90. Yes, I agree. I don't think that they'll sit deep either. I think they'll have a good balance of sitting and doing their thing. Our backline, especially our goalkeeper, has to be adept at doing a quick one-touch bounce pass to beat that Guat press. Yeah, that's why I would love them out of possession to form a back three with Lati and Holgate wide as the kind of triggers to move the ball forward. Low will really just be that extra man if he's needed to get it and switch it to the other wing. And I don't really need him to look forward. Just play the ball to Bell or Lati, I mean not Bell, Holgate or Lati, and let them progress, whether I'm going to push it wide to Gray or push it central to the inverted Bell or Hayden in the double pivot with Bell. I think that should work against the press the way I saw them pressing. Low going to World Cup, bro. Then no must. If we qualify, he'll definitely be in the team, I think. Casey was void of energy versus BFI. He looked so tired. I didn't think he was terrible when he came on. He was probing, trying to play some passes and stuff. There was better connection from the midfield to the forward line when he got on the field, I thought. I mean, he wasn't incredible, but he wasn't terrible either. Dexter over Lati, I remember Lati was too slow last week against BVI. Really? I thought he came on and helped us pass the ball, like, immensely. Like, he had more accurate passes in the little 10 minutes than who was playing defense before, Holgate and King. Yeah, he was just knocking passes into midfield, no problem. Blake, Low, Lati, Bell. All right, you put Lati 2 times. So who you want to put this? So probably Holgate. So Low, Holgate, Bell, Lati, Hayden, Russell, Ravel, Bailey, Gray, Burrell. All right, so one Ravel to Palmer. Wouldn't be completely upset with that tycoon, to be honest. That's the one sub me would I accept. Cause me I start Bailey and Gray. I'm sorry. But no not beat them from where they are, but me I start them, brother. A little cameo where Bailey make the man make more key pass than Brown, Dixon, Russell, Low put together. Man make 3 key pass right away in the game in the second half. 2 crosses connected right away in the game. So yeah, man. If you extrapolate that over 90 minutes, how much chance he would have created in the game if he did play 90 minutes? Big up Jeezy, what go on? I show the reggae boys what they need to do tomorrow, you know. I hope you there match tomorrow, you know, Jeezy. Go support them, man. I know them always a piss you off, but go out the same way, man. We have 4 unfit midfielders. 3 of them can't play so much match. Great have to play midfield. I don't think Russell unfit though. He don't look unfit to me. I think Palmer could have get in a better shape. And I think Hayden actually in good shape still, all things considered. Martin Baker, that has to be the only reason. Majority of Russell's runs are well timed with end product. Yeah, man, because him just not run round mad. Like him actually time when him supposed to run. Who will have their eye in the next game? Who will have their eye in the next game? What do you mean, who will have their eye in the next game? Hayden, Casey, TUD, who that? Yep, football IQ. When I listen to other Concacaf countries, YouTubers, it's Warner Brown and Cephas they are afraid of. Oh yeah? That's good. That means when we forward with this now, they'll be surprised and not ready. Truth or truth. No, give Casey or Ravel the reins for the midfield, Gray is for the wing, bro. I've told everybody, bro. Ronaldo Cephas, no matter what field you put him on, if you put him on in the last 15 minutes, you get more out time than for the 90, bro. Promise you. And Cephas actually is better when we're playing a team that's going to be playing at us and they're attacking us. That's why against USA, he was the most effective attacker in terms of chances because the space was in behind and win the ball. Guatemala won't take as much risk tomorrow. The space ain't going to be there like it is against Nigeria, for example. Need Cephas speed starting. I overstand, man. His speed will still be there in the 78th minute, bro. 65th minute. Just trust me, man. The effect him going to have on the game when the band them are run, especially that brother Herrera on the right side. He's one of the most important players. Them play a lot through him in attack. him going to be running up and down that flank. Man, when Cephas forward in the 68th, 65th minute, brother, you are going to wish him never did a play so hard for the games already. Casey, Russell, Hayden, and Ravel unfit to the core. Thanks, Jagant. I'm trying, bro. Spot on, says Vinsky. Your starting lineup is great. I would take out Latifa for Kyle Ming and take out Bailey. I've Cephas on the left and Gray on the right. Yeah, special edition. A few have said that now for the Bailey Gray one. You're the first that have asked for Kyle Mingo. 9. I would bench Casey for Ravel. Casey struggle versus these kind of midfields. Okay, fair enough. Central American midfield. I didn't think he did badly against Honduras in that game. I think people wanted more attacking wise, but I thought he held his own in the physical battle. I think him get a little bit of short change for what he does in that respect. When you just look at like the raw data, tackles, ground duels, him going to and win. It's not as bad as people say. Martin Baker, careful, bro. You know how much that's a curse word for JA football. I prefer to see a player running up and down like it's 100 meter. Yeah, man, a 4x1 we always a bill, man. All right, so him clean it up. Blake Low, Lati, Dexter, Bell. Okay, so you play Lati Central. I don't hate that, you know. I don't hate that. I think that's Lati's best position. But the way I go and play, Lati going to play a lot of right center back in a back three. Because in possession, I want Bell to invert and make an extra body in midfield with Hayden. Yeah. Change Low for King. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Fantasy League lineup 5, Grays are number 10. All right, football guru. Thanks for your rating, sir. Martin Baker, I hope who said Russell is too slow not in JFF anymore. No, they're still around, man. Blake need to play the ball quicker. He tends to hold it too long. Agree, Lulu. Agree. Just when you see the pass, just play it. I think sometimes he does cause our defenders to go under extra pressure when he played sharp because him just make that extra couple beats happen. And the player's gotten closer and the gaps are closed a little more. So yeah, I agree with you as well, Lulu. One touch, pass it. Because there's always an easy option. But sometimes it's like him, I don't know, like him want to pick a different pass. I'm like, bro, just play the first pass. Blake, Latte, King, Holgate, Bell, Hayden, KP, Gray, Bailey, Brown, Cephas. Okay? So Gray in 10, Cephas, Bailey, and Brown in the middle. This is poor man management. This is not a plan to play a tournament. Ravel Morrison is a better playmaker than Palmer. The coach don't want to look bad for not selecting Ravel Morrison. Concacaf is not serious at all. It's a joke. We benefit this time. Next time that might be. Yeah, the only reason why we benefit in a one is because the top 3 gone. Because it would have been like a situation where like maybe Jamaica beat, I don't know, Canada in the group, but Canada would be in the top part and not us. So yeah, it basically set up how it always is, but we just end up being in the top 3 this time. So it's good for us. Truth or truth, I understand with the schedule, but I need Casey Palmer to see he's the main man for the Gold Cup with no Ravel. Gray can play when Palmer exhausted. He's not tired now. Got you. You do sound like a college man with that analysis, but not champion. You sure you're not a fervet or a Fortis? No, I'm positive, boss. I'm positive. I could have been a fervet because some of the track coach them they don't want me to go there. Well, I don't think he was a coach, but Mr. Forbes, I'm sure he's still around. But then they don't want me to go there for tracks. And also the great Herb McKinley did want me to go to Calabar. But I wasn't about that life back then. I was just thinking about girl. So Campion was where my thing was. And at the time, we did have some rotted player going to Campion from prep school and primary school. Like a good crop of players. So my team at Campion did actually go final in Pepsi. And lose in the final to Fervet, actually. In extra time. Never forget it. Bless up Marlon, Wagwan. Burrell should be wearing the number 9 jersey. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to actually wear that jersey unless Kaim not in the squad and him just get the number. Let me know. Ravel couldn't make a 60 list. It's mad. So Martin said team starting lineup of Blake, Lati, Lowe, Bell, Holgate, Hayden, Russell Palmer, Bailey Gray, and Burrell. Subs, Ravel, Campbell, Cephas, and Brown. All right, so Martin, I give him 4 sub them as well. So I'm a coach. When I getting a roach, I'm gonna tell him sub them. We need a show for the fans. The fans have been showing up. Yeah, Rob, I just hope that they still have a vibes, because I think they would have been happy with the Unity Cup, not so happy with the BVI. I just hope that this game, the people come out, man. I really do. I hope it's a good turnout, man. I mean, I don't think Tuesday, 6 o'clock is the ideal time, but I'm still hopeful that we can get a nice crowd tomorrow, man. If you Jamaican think Palmer is better than Ravel, you all won't see a World Cup. Remember me say it. Travis Spencer, big up. King, I mash up the haters on YouTube. Yeah, man, I see him linked to St. Marion today. Heavy links. Scottish Premiership. It'll be a good look, man. I just hope we pick him when him go there still. Kanaya Boys Clark is our past U20 player. We want to make him that transition full time. Now, yeah, it would be good, Could never think he should be starting over Blake. He would be a mad. That's why I don't even believe it, bro. Because there's no way him could see Blakey there and think him should play over Blakey. Come on, bro. Mendes Leng, I think he's kind of out of favor with them right now. As a matter of fact, thanks for that, because I'm just going through the comments, and if I follow, I never talk about Guatemala. But people, we are playing an opponent tomorrow, and they go by the name of Guatemala. And I will tell you, people, they're not going to be a walkover. So this is what I think will be their lineup tomorrow. So we have Hagen in goal. Butterfingers is what we call him from the last game, but I don't think that is a true representation of his quality. So we'll see what type of Hayden turn up tomorrow. The back line picks itself. Samayoa, Nicholas Samayoa. He, to me, is the main target on set pieces. So whenever they get a set piece, we need to make sure that we watch number 3, Samayoa. Remember, Jason Gooner told you. Pinto is the captain. I think probably the biggest liability on the back line, though, is their captain. Extremely slow. Not the biggest either. Only about 5'9", 5'10". Does play intelligently. So it's not like he's just out there doing foolishness the whole time, but very, very susceptible to pace. Herrera, to me, is their best player on the back line. Plays right back. He plays for DC United, a starter for DC United as well. Very good player. I think probably won't be able to do what he does best, which is get forward tomorrow as much as he would like. But it's going to be interesting to see how they play it, because for me, last game he played a little bit more defensive because they started Jose Morales at left back, and he did contribute with 2 assists in the game. I am of a mind, though, people, that they're going to go for Ardan tomorrow in the left back role. And I think this is the case because the plan is to not go as gung-ho as they did in the last game in this game. So I think this will be the back 4. And I think a main reason why they might do this is they do want Herrera to play a little bit higher and wider to try to occupy whoever is on this left side for Jamaica. And Ardan is the one that might sit a little bit more and not have that much freedom, which works out in our favor if Leon Bailey does indeed play, because we know if Ardan gets too involved in the attack, we could be susceptible, and whoever is at right back could be in for a tough day. But I do think that change, even though it's going to be very hard to bench Morales after his performance in the first leg, I just think that Ardan is the more defensive choice, and I don't think he's going to drop Herrera. So just a hunch, I think that Ardan will play in the midfield. Now, I mean in the left back role. Now, Castellanos came on in the first half, replacing Marroquin, who went off injured. I think he will keep his place, and he will partner Franco in the midfield again. So they'll play a nice double pivot there. Now, Ruben, it has been reported is out injured, and that's a good loss, big loss for them. So they will have basically 2 strikers, I think, to choose from. Darwin Lam, the veteran, or the player that they opted to put on in the second half, which is Ordonez, who looked a lot more lively than I've seen Darwin Lam look. So I think they might go with, they might give a start to Ordonez for his performance in the second half. Now, Altan, who normally is a very good attacking number 10 player for them, had a very bad first half. He was subbed out for this player, Escobar, 18 years of age, left-footed. just recently scored his first goal for them in the March window. I was very impressed with this player. I just don't know if the coach is going to trust him in the office from the first minute. I think he's going to give Altan another chance. So, but I will say, Escobar, just watch out for him when he comes on, because I do think he'll come on in the second half if he doesn't start. Now, I think the coach, a lot of people are saying Mendes Leng. I think the coach is going to go back for the two guys that started wide in the last game, Munoz off the left, and the hat-trick hero and the assist for the fourth goal, Santis. He has to get back his place on the right-hand side. So it could be Mendes Leng on that left side, a little more physical than Munoz, but I think Munoz is a lot more technical than Mendes Leng. So it just depends what the coach wants to go with, and I just feel like right now Munoz really, I don't think did anything wrong to get benched in this next game. So yeah, I think Santis and Munoz were probably their two best attacking players. So I would be kind of surprised if they get benched this time. And I think the main decision is going to be up front, whether he goes with the experience of Lom or the freshness and just, change of pace that Ordonez gives them, a little more pace than Lom, maybe not as polished a finisher and not as experienced, but I think they might go for his wild card. And then Altan, I think, even though the young 18-year-old had a great cameo off the bench, I just feel like the coach will want to stick with some more experience in that midfield area. So he might start Pedro Altan again in that number 10 role. So this is my predicted 11 for Guatemala. Hagen in goal, Samayoa and Pinto, Herrera, Ardan in the backline, Franco Castellanos in midfield, Altan behind the striker, Ordonez. I have an asterisk by him. I think it could be Darwin Lom again, or from the start, just because, like I said, he's a little more experienced. But Ordonez, he's a little bit fresher, so they might like his pressing ability to run in behind as well, run into the channels a little more than Lom. Santis, though, is definitely the player on the most form. Had a hat-trick in the last game. Definitely, you can see he takes most of the attacking set pieces. Very, very talented on the ball and just a super, super energetic player. Just doesn't stop running, presses, fight down every loose pass, a ball into the corner. He's going to chase it down and put pressure on Bell, just an all-action player. So, that whole left side, Bell, when Palmer drifts left, Hayden, if he drifts this side, they're going to have to be very, very mindful of what's going on with him. Because what I did notice in the last game, when they're attacking, let's say when they're attacking, right? The player that's playing centrally really and truly plays from sideline to sideline. He might end up in the right corner, left corner, anywhere. And Santis, in particular, he ends up a lot of the time being the one in this half space inside. And either a midfielder would have run into the right channel, Herrera would have been pushed up into that right channel, which I think will happen a lot this game. Because like I said, Ardan will be a little bit safe on this side. So I think Herrera will try to get into the attack, whip crosses in. Even he might go central, Santis out wide. But one thing that I loved about the way they were playing, they do a really good job of filling each lane. So not many times you see them making the same run. They know how to vacate a space, fill a space. They do those things really, really well. And that's basically how they were getting in on dam rep for the most part. Now, again, the danger man for me is Santis, but I think we can't sleep on the kid Munoz either. Extremely technical player, a left-sided player that actually uses his left foot, kind of a throwback. But he also pops up everywhere. He'll be out wide, he'll be central, he even drops even right into the middle at times. So one thing I will say about Guatemala's attack, it's very fluid. So, don't be surprised if you see Santis picking up a ball in the inside left channel, inside right channel, Ordonez dropping deep and Altan getting ahead of him. So it's a very fluid setup. I mean, mainly when they start their attacks, though, you'll see Santis right, Munoz left, and these players kind of in their channels. But once the play starts to develop, Santis will end up central, Ordonez wide, Herrera inside right. So it's not a static build or a static way of attacking. They do have some good fluidity. But I think how it can work in our favor is they were susceptible to breaks by dam rep. And it wasn't only in the transition they were susceptible. Even just in regular possession, if we are able to move our forwards intelligently enough to just pull those center backs a little bit wider apart, which is what I saw Damrep doing. Borrell's going to have to be intelligent. Maybe don't start so central in the build. Start kind of shaded to one side, because you want to leave that space to pop in and then spin and run into these areas in between the center backs. To me, that's where they were getting killed by Damrep in the first half. So people, I'm telling you, there are some keys, main ones: fluidity and tempo. Fluidity and tempo. Say it with me, people. Fluidity and tempo. We can't be afraid to vacate spaces, fill spaces with different players, and keep on doing that. Have to pull these players apart. The wider they are, the more issues they have, and they don't have the foot speed to keep up with us in space. So we have to be mindful that we're creating enough space to run into. So that to me is the key: fluidity and tempo. If you get those things, spaces will open and we will have a field day in behind this defense. All right, people. But listen, it was my pleasure to bring you this tactical preview show. Sad to say, the timing of tomorrow's game is not good for me. I'll pretty much be still on the road by the time the game kicks off. So my plan is to just jump into, whichever stream is going on, give them their support. And what I will do is I will return tomorrow night with the tactical pad to discuss what we saw in the game. So you'll get a live post-match reaction on Jason Gooner TV, filled with player ratings, coach ratings, my analysis. I will also see how close I was. I'm going to leave this team on the screen, and we're going to see how close I was to picking the actual 11. All right, people, please remember, like the video. I should be way over the 100 likes by now. That shouldn't even be an issue. I'm not even going to check. I'm just going to believe that you guys are, Oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me, Max City. Let me look at the actual poll for the video, because I did have an interesting poll today. I was going to see how much we actually believe in Jamaica getting the win. So let's see what the fans thought about this poll. Ooh, the mic sound crispy. All right, so let's see. All right, so we're going to end the poll now. We had a whole heap of votes, 188 of the votes, and Jamaica wins 61%, so that's to be expected. 22% say Guatemala will win, 13% say a draw, and I did have an option for a Jamaica clean sheet, and only 2% of it went for that. So the clean sheet one probably could have been left out, because why would someone see those two and pick that over Jamaica win? So yeah, maybe that wasn't the smartest one. That's like, that candidate that can't win the damn election just getting in for no reason, So I probably shouldn't have included that. But hey, you live and you learn, people. So let me see what people have to say. Is Holgate or Colgate? All right, Boys Club. This one, maybe we should be starting over weight. It says Boys Clark. Okay, you must be talking about Boys Clark, Jamrock. That's arguable. I really was expecting him to kick on a little more in the professional game, though, to be honest. I still feel like he's better than the JPL options, though. So if we keep on putting him in the third string, like Davis or Chambers or whoever else, I think Boys Clark is a better succession plan keeper. Jaden Hibbert is another one that could be getting looked at. He's finally making Atlanta United benches now. So, and he's playing regularly in MLS Next Pro, which is a good level. Boys Clark got released from Reading, see false narratives on YouTube talk about it. Holgate had a few shaky starts. He's actually slowly turning out to be a solid defender for us. He and Pinnock can have a great partnership. I agree, Max City. I think he's better than people thought how bad he was at the beginning. I think he's always better than that, though. That alone's in there when he was younger. The numbers are a piece misleading. No, man. Guru just want to tell you, say, a 27 coach and him stab up the man, them car tire and all kind of madness. If Campbell cannot get 5 minutes, I would be shocked. Why for getting behind? The run out might be true, but send home is a lie. Okay, okay. I really want to see T. Campbell, and I want all fans to welcome him. Don't boo the players. Concacaf is the most shady confederate. Yeah, for sure. Them do all kind of madness. Them do all kind of madness. Dude, yeah, he that to the man. Who this a call me, man? Oh yeah? Boy, I mean, I done the show in a star. But I do it, but I wish me did see this Shirley around star. I'm ready for lock off, if you get some rest. Yeah, so Max City, the players I think will cause the most problems is Santis, Munoz, and Herrera on the right back side. I think those three players we need to pay special attention to. And then there's a player that might start, but I think he will come off the bench, Escobar, number 20. When him come on, we have to watch him for sure. Yeah, man, those are the players I would say. Guatemala got 20%. So many of them over here. No, but I just think some Jamaica fans don't believe in their coach, Danny. I don't think, well, there might be some Guatemalans here. I hope not, because they are carrying news, but yeah, I think it's mainly Yard is voting against Jamaica, boss, because they're not happy with what going on with the team. Yeah, but them give medicine for them thing there, Guru. Come on, man. Bell Holgate, King Joel Lati, Eaton Ravel, Morrison, Casey Palmer, Demi, Cephas, Bailey. Mad. So you play Cephas through the middle, or you play Demi false nine, or how it go? Probably Cephas through the middle. Rob Smith, not debutants. You know what I'm driving at. You have local versus heritage, and some locals only focusing on saying the heritage player not good enough. Give T Campbell a chance. Everyone else forget boss, but nah, give the ball a chance. Jason, we believe Concacaf on the day of the draft, they change things up very quickly at times. They can't be trusted. Yeah, I see him. So JD, I tell me, him I say, some people like to run out with the info early, but I will wait. I mean, my throw it after, Tycoon. It's all right, though. If I go on like me, I tell the people them lies. That them say them are the right now. No, me not lie to no either. If the man them wake up Wednesday morning and say, yo, so we telling us, I saw we are do it, but I know, I saw we are do it. Then we just do that, So you're right. Jesus Christ, why? Man, I go for why record in a one stream tonight. Multiple players too in a suggested separate player presser. That would be amazing. We'll get to know them and they'll be more comfy. Welcome. Dope idea. Yeah, man. I'm gonna run it by Simon and see. Cause usually it's a timing thing, Cause remember them get up from that and go to training. So if they really want to add no more time, but maybe the one for the coach could have been shorter and the one for the player, so you get the same amount of time, but you just do it a little differently. Rob Smith, mother said that a few minutes and local man saying he's not better than busy. Make it make sense. Max City, enough JPL players and them friends I go in stand and from experience, them always start those foolishness. But they talk to everybody. Atkinson better than Marasil, quicker and tougher. Busy will scrap. Disagree with that one, Guru. Holgate has done well for himself. He looks much more like a proper CB. Erratic is the word you're looking for, low. Okay, that's good. What do you think should be our approach for the match tomorrow? I think we should play on the front foot. I think we should press them. I don't think that they can cope with us from a physical standpoint in terms of if we really actually play on the front foot and press. Yeah, I just think we should play without fear, honestly. I mean, within reason, set the team up in a way where you still have a good shape, even when you're pressing. But I don't want us to sit back tomorrow. I don't want us to let them just play the football. We need to be getting in around them and pressing them and trying to turn them over in their defensive third. I would love to see us play like that tomorrow. Low kick, long balls on the topper. Everyone did. Go check the stats. You don't go long more than our CB. That's true, man. Under this coach, we haven't really gone long, with the exception of the USA home game, where I think USA's press just got us a little rattled at times, and everybody just went long. Holgate was going long like it was going out of style. Everybody was going long. But other than that, I mean, it's not as prevalent in under this coach that he didn't do anything wrong in the BVI game. Yeah, I didn't see nothing he did wrong. Somebody earlier said he looked slow or something. I didn't see that. Martin Baker can't listen to them. Follow them, the team full of JPL ballers that the coach himself said, like education. Coach have two more when it come to them though, because he must say that and then he turn around and say, you know, them know the field and them know the terrain and them can, you know, them know the sonnet. I don't have an issue with Low that one time he was in the midfield proper. Kick where cannot be a defense strategy. That's my issue. And unnerving tackles. I wanted to prove me wrong. Yeah, I had one. I think similar to Ravel, people kind of judging him from his whole career, and then just need to realize that he has calmed down quite a bit. Lowe has had way more good games for Jamaica than bad ones. If he has structure in front of him, he'll play the ball on the ground. I on the other game. How is Campbell off the ball game to you? He's a worker bee. He works incredibly hard. I mean, he'll run all the way back and play left back. And he's full of stamina and energy. Man, like, trust me, man runs for days. False, he did more than he ever did in his cameo appearance at the Unity Cup. Cephas is an important player for us. I'm not sure exactly what's false. Maybe something I said. He did more than he ever did in his cameo appearance at the Unity Cup. Cephas is an important player for us. The 100 likes may reach, yo. The people but mine in a star. Okay, it reached now. It looked like chemo speech work because now it reached. At what time chemo said that? 11:10 and 11. Oh, we are so, bro. Whoa. So far, my God. Yeah, yo. Jano, I don't know how Issa will give them ticket there, but brother, I lock off the stream now, you know, man. Go watch Unity Cup and Busy come on. He got involved right away. Mother said is timid. I watch him for his club a lot. Yeah, Guru, I've watched him for his club a lot too. And I just feel like, honestly, some fans of the Reggae Boys, I just feel like we have different values when it comes to what we like about players. Like, to me, Busy just touching the ball, I don't really know. I said, who did I say was a 20-minute player off the bench? Mothersil? No. I mean, that might have been like last season, but not this past season that just finished. Yeah, I just don't see what Busy did like that. I mean, he got his foot on a ball and took it away from somebody. He got on the ball, was being pressured, did well to get out of traffic and just knock it back. But I mean, I don't know. It just seems like what if Busy like wins a loose ball, turn on a man and just pass it back to Ming and don't lose it. It's like, yo, Busy do good in that game, you know. And because Mothersill never touched the ball and Busy did that. But Mothersill never played. Like, first he was playing striker. I think one ball hit in the center circle and pass it off, him hold it, pass it off. One time, Cephas had the ball and him cuss Mothersill to run. Then Mothersill finally made the run, it get play over and couldn't get onto it, and him chase and never win the ball. And then after that, he moved back in the midfield when Nigeria basically had the ball the entire last, I don't know how long. So if Mothersill was playing on the right-hand side, defending and touched the ball, he would have touched the ball. But he was playing central the whole time. And we weren't getting the ball centrally. So if you're going to base it off of him not touching the ball and Busy touch it, if Busy did switch and play 10 and he was playing right side, he would have touched the ball because that's then they attack. They would have a chance to touch the ball. Busy is not good enough to be in the national team, Jason. Would have stopped trying to justify it. Me trying to justify it? I'm not. I'm not trying to justify shite. I already said he shouldn't be there because I told you he's the fourth choice left wing, fourth choice right wing and fourth choice centre back. And last time I checked, you get 5 subs in a game. And you're not going to sub the one position more than once. So the backside busy going to play if the coach really play who's supposed to play. Come on, it don't make no sense, bro. Your players have to get stuck in. Yes. When I need 11 stuck in. That's why I select him over Bailey, even though I know Gray isn't the best after-ball player. I can't have 2 of them on the field. Fair enough, fair enough. You don't like the balance of the not running back. Understood. I don't think Gray don't run back. I think with him it's like an aesthetic. Like he don't look like him, you know, kind of, somebody say I'm a muggler. Maybe somebody said that. And it's kind of true. Like he play very stylish and, you know. But yeah, people just want to see people run around like madman. Just run, brother, run. It's like people they like that. Run. Yeah, Burrell did make a lot of tackles and scrap. That is true. And that's why you can tell the overseas player them when Jamaicans usually have time for, you know. Burrell can run, action, run, get stuck in. Latibo there, hard, tackle, kick over man, shoulder man. Them love them thing there. You know? Yeah, run, Forrest, run, exactly. I was running. I believe the coach, Jason. He rate busy. I can see why every touch against BVI was perfect. Boom, boom. All right, Guru, big up. Like I said, man, so it's okay, Guru. Difference of opinion is a part of life, man. We need to get over it. We're not going to agree on everything. I just saw life go. But I'm not going to tell you your opinion is shit. I'm just going to tell you I disagree with it. That's all. You have your opinion, I have mine. But again, a lot of it stems from, you know, what you value as what you like about players. And I just get the sense that if a man run up and down whole heap, they will more take that than a player that technical. Because they not see him put in the effort. But I prefer a little bit more towards the middle of those two things. You know, I want some technique. I want some football IQ. I want like people to understand space. That's my main thing. Understanding space. And to me, that run, a lot of times you close the space you could have had because you ran too early, because you didn't time it properly. So those are the little things that I look at. But it is what it is, people. Listen, as I said before, people, hopefully some people that want to seek to look at the game in a different light, a little more analytically, really think about how the player should move to get it done. Yeah, this was a good program for you to watch. So hopefully you guys share the content, spread it around. And yeah, if you guys think this was a good video, smash the like button. A lot of you have done so already, so I really do appreciate it. I want to highlight as well, Wun dropping a super chat, £5 on the board. Really do appreciate it. You know, the work is being put in. Man, don't just turn on the camera and start videos, people. We do a lot of research and work before we do it because, you know, people are going to come on and tell me what they know. And if I don't feel confident in what I know, then, you know, it will just be me basically saying what the comment section is saying the whole time. And that's no fun. You want Jason Gooner to bring his perspective. So that's why we put in the work, we watch the games, and we try to come up with some strategies based on what we saw of how Jamaica can get the job done. So again, keys to tomorrow's game, people, fluidity and tempo. Those 2 words are the most important things to me for us to get a good result tomorrow. The starting 11, you see it on screen from my perspective. What I would do if I was coaching this team for tomorrow's game, these are the players I would play, taking into account what the coach said about load management, not trying to overdo it before we head into the Gold Cup for some players. So I would change the straining positions out, the wings, the fullbacks. As you can see, it's 4 different players in those positions. Yes, Gray did play 90 minutes, but I think the exertions that he would have had in that central midfield area in a game when we didn't really have any opposition in the midfield, I think he has enough legs to start this next game as well. So that is my reasoning behind starting him, even though he played 90 minutes in the last game. Still think we'll see the likes of Cephas off the bench, praying that we see Tyrese Campbell come off the bench and get a chance. And it's going to be interesting when Burrell gets tired. I think he will get subbed what does the coach do there? Does he play Cephas through the middle and Campbell wide? Does he play Cephas in his more favored left-hand role, bring on Warner Brown, maybe go back to Romario Williams? So there'll be some options there, and I think the coach will be heavily scrutinized. So hopefully, whatever choices he makes, they end up working out for him, because I do think that the fans are ready to really unleash on him if he doesn't get his job done tomorrow. So let's see, people, how it ends up. As I said before, people, the timing of the game doesn't work out for me tomorrow. So you guys just seek out where you like to watch these live watch-alongs the most. Go to your favorite place. As a matter of fact, click on everyone's video and drop a like. Spread the love and support to all the YouTube creators. They all have their own spaces, own niches, the own way they do things. But I do think that most, if not all, add some value to the space. And they're definitely keeping people engaged and invested. And I do think that these programs being so well attended and people being so in tune, it has a ripple-on effect, domino effect. We all speak to people who live in Jamaica. We all keep the reggae boys and reggae girls in people's ears and minds, in their psyche, in their consciousness, and that helps to get people out to the stadium as well. Even if we're not buying tickets or giving tickets, which some of us are, just us talking about the reggae boys and girls over and over just increases the conversation. Everybody, everywhere you turn, people are wanting to know what's going on with the team. So keep up the bad work, all you YouTubers out there, bad meaning good, of course. And yeah, man, look out for the post-match. Like I said, I will create some kind of thumbnail at some point tomorrow. And right after the game is over, I will go live to do a post-match, basically break down what I saw in the game. We'll do the comment section, interactive player ratings as well. And then I'll also show you guys on the pod how close to what I wanted to see the tactics look like, and if I was way off and Coach McLaren decided to go with something totally different. So that should be fun to see, people. A good way to put my analysis skills to the test, see how, if anything that I spoke about, I actually see in the football game tomorrow. But people, thanks again for all the support. I must say it was a great show again. Love the engagement, love the convo, love how the people am staying in tune and engaged. A lot of you, I saw drop the first comment in the video, you're still here. So that just goes to show that we're putting out some good content that people want to stick around and listen to in its entirety. And we really do appreciate it, because we do stay on these shows for quite a long time. But people, we have come to the end, sadly. And you know what happens at the end of these shows, people. You hear these words. My name is Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And until tomorrow, you know these words are coming next. Come on, you reggae boys.